Good evening. My name is Ted Jenkins. I'm your other professor for this course, and unfortunately I'm not able to be here this evening. First, a little bit of a note about the technology that I'm using here. I'm video recording myself here, and I'm doing it at somewhat low resolution. Really, the voice is the only thing that's important at this point in time. And if I use some other higher resolution methods, it takes up a lot more bandwidth and memory space, and quite frankly, the formats begin to get proprietary and really hard to exchange and send. So that's the reason for this. And anyway, you'll get to see me for real next week. First, a little bit about myself. I'm an electrical engineer. I worked my entire career at Intel Corporation and then Fairchild Semiconductor for a couple of years before that. In my experience, my best area of expertise was making transistors and integrated circuits. That required the intersection of material skills, chemistry, electrical engineering, solid-state physics, and quite frankly was just fascinating to me, and I enjoyed it an awful lot. My last assignment at Intel was Vice President and Director of Corporate Licensing, and my responsibility was stimulating patent filing and then engaging in other corporations to set up licenses where necessary. Many of those were actually cross licenses. My educational experience is an electrical engineering bachelor's degree and master's degree from Caltech, and that's where I am tonight. There's a Caltech board meeting, and I'm on the board of trustees with them, and that's another one of the things that I really enjoy doing. I'm really looking forward to our class. This is a little different from what Barbara and I have typically done. My area of expertise, as I said, is more the technical aspect of things, although I've gotten pretty good exposure to the communications aspects of things, and over time have pragmatically figured out what works from a communication standpoint in business. And of course, that's not how to write a novel, but it's utilitarian communications. And I think as time has gone on, I've ended up being a pretty reasonable and sensitive editor. Probably my grammar and Latin exposure as a young student put me on that track. I don't know. Maybe most people forget that stuff by the time they're my age, but I haven't. The class will be interesting, I think. Social networks, these have become hugely popular, but also interconnected with other forms of the media. Virtually all of the newspapers that I know and can see online have connections to the social media networks, and everybody seems to use that to communicate with and make reference to. So there's that, and we know that the commercial media of basically all kinds is in upheaval. Newspapers are in trouble. Even broadcast television is being bought out by cable. The internet is capable of transmitting television shows. Furthermore, it's not just the internet, well, it's still the internet, but even over portable telephone media, a lot of that is also available. So a lot is going on. Some are more efficient than others, and to the extent that that matters with what we're doing, we can talk about that. In any case, I think it should be quite interesting. There's a rich quantity of articles and news and commentary about what's happening. Some of this is international. You've heard about Google and its issue with China. There are a lot of issues associated with fundamental constitutional rights that come up. So anyway, there should be plenty for us to work on. So I look at filling that out with you. One final thing I have to mention that for Barbara O'Connor, this is a landmark class. This is the last class she's going to teach before she retires, which makes it the capstone on what I would call a pretty impressive and interesting career, and one that has been an incredible benefit to Sac State. I feel honored and privileged to be able to participate in that, and I've worked with our teaching assistants before, and we are really fortunate to have them. This is a little larger class than we typically have, but I think in light of everything that's going on, I think it's perfect. I'm really looking forward to meeting you next week and engaging in the entire class. So until then, we'll connect when I get back. Thank you.